There we go. Looks like I'm here. It took a while. Wow, we were all over the place. Okay, we're good. I don't know where we went, but we went somewhere. Maybe it took a while to start on the others. Yeah, looks good now. It was unique for sure. Okay. Let's see what we got here. What is your favorite Christmas song? I love the old Nat King Cole songs. Some of those are from 1961, before I was born. I did not know that. Did you make someone smile today? You've still got time. Melissa said that. Melissa Stewart. Appreciation dissolves attachment. Blazin'. My. Oh, you got a new emblem there. How have you been, sir? I haven't seen you for a while. Here, I'll invite you up. I always try to invite you up if it's an afternoon one. How's your balance between life and work lately? Is it pretty good? There we go. Be up in a moment. Yeah, well, take your time. No hurry. It's good. It's all good. I bet it's chaotic there. Lenny! How are you, Lenny? How are you keeping? It's been a while. We still have to do the karaoke this week, for sure. Let's set a date. We'll figure it out. That'll be fun. So, a lot of good singers, though, I've noticed on Happs. There was one this afternoon, really good. Beautiful voice, like a bird. Very nice. I even talked to JB today. He was on Twitch. You know what? I'm having problems unblocking him. So how do you unblock someone now? I don't know how to do that. I've tried. I tried to follow him. It wouldn't let me because it said I was blocking him. Maybe Friday or Saturday. Friday is your birthday. Okay. Are you going to share how old you are with the world on Friday? Kevin's in the house. What's up in Canada? We're here. This is always a good time to come on because you get so many people who come up. It's always interesting. So, do you have any plans for your birthday? I hope you do. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. I like that one. That one's good. Okay, we got Blazin' coming up. I always like talking to him. There he is in all his glory.
Hey, how's it going?
Even his background matches. So what's going on? We're in a room now. This is like we're not in the kitchen anymore. Are you on the computer?
No, I moved. This is my new spot. I moved in with
I
a
love
buddy,
it.
and yeah, I dig it too. It's nice. It's nice.
So you moved. Explain. You moved from your house?
Yeah. So after the divorce, the whole house
Yeah.
thing was kind of up in limbo. We're like, oh, let's get rid of it now. So I
Okay.
moved into town in with the buddy. I'm closer to work. I'm closer to the kids. So yeah, life's pretty good in that way. In that
So no
facet.
kids
So,
today.
no kids say no.
How about
I had them
dogs?
last week. The dogs are laying down, being quiet at the
They're
moment. So I'm
being
kind of
quiet.
stoked
Oh my
about
God, it's a miracle. We can
it. It
actually
is,
talk.
right?
We can actually talk. Is it weird having so much peace in the valley?
No, peace
No,
isn't
you're
weird at
enjoying it.
all. Oh yeah,
No hat on blazing. A rarity indeed.
it is. It
You actually
is.
have really
How's it?
nice hair. You should share out. You should share your hair more often.
It's kind of like just doing its own thing right now. How's it going, Rick, Kevin, Lenny? How's everybody doing down there?
Oh my God, this is
Jeez, what's up? Whoop whoop.
so, someone sent me this. Where satisfaction can't be found: drugs, alcohol, fatty foods, overthinking, watching TV. They should add Happs. No. Okay, here it is, and here's the meaningful list. Where satisfaction can be found: meaningful work, dinners with family, calling an old friend, tough physical exercise, random acts of kindness, having a difficult conversation.
I agree with
I
that.
never feel like we have difficult conversations. You and I, they're pretty free flowing.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Difficult conversations is what I have with my roommate.
Yeah, is he there right now?
No, well, he's out. He's out in the rest somewhere else in the house. But yeah,
Yeah,
he gets pretty. Yeah, he gets pretty reactionary.
really? In what way?
Oh, he gets. I know he hears like a certain phrase or an idea, and he
Yeah,
just gets really ooh
you should
all
have
up in
him
arms
on.
about it.
Have him on
I might
sometime.
one day. I might
Yeah.
one day.
Is that not his thing? Is he a deep thinker or like describe him if you had to describe him?
Trust fund baby.
Oh, so he's doing okay.
He's
He's doing
doing
okay.
great.
Why do I sense a female around you?
My dogs are female.
No, that's not what I mean. I feel like a female's either lurking or watching you, like that kind of feeling, like someone is looking over you.
You might be paranoid, Michael. I don't know.
No, it's not a bad thing. No, I
No, it's
get
not.
it's a good thing. Well, tell me what happens in the next week or so. If someone maybe from the past or someone professes feelings you didn't know about, something, it's coming. Okay, well,
Okay.
just tell me,
Well,
because usually when I get these feelings, they're correct.
uh,
Because when it has
okay.
nothing to do with me, it's usually pretty spot on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
and
I
I
mean,
think they're blonde.
I have lots of female friends.
Okay, yeah, and fairly
Yeah.
tall
Fairly tall,
and skinny.
tall, blonde, and skinny.
Skinny with
Do I
sharp
know
features,
anybody?
a pretty little nose, chin. Like yeah, everybody
Okay.
has a chin, but yeah, I'm kind of
I'll
seeing.
I'll
Yeah,
keep an eye out for that.
you keep an eye out. You be careful. I don't even think you're open, are you?
What do you mean open?
To relationship. Your heart's
Uh
battered, isn't it?
yeah, I'm not really open to them right now. But I don't sit there and say, "Hey, it's not going to ever
Look
happen
at
again." It's just,
look at that.
I'm
Is
kind
Nursing Michelle there?
of. Oh, you talking about
Yeah, Nurse
a blondie
Blondie.
one?
I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
what he's saying. He's
She's
being
she's slender, blonde, and tall.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's not quiet. I think this one's quiet and a thinker.
A policewoman. Well, if a policewoman wants to
I hope
pull me
not.
over and give me your number, I'm cool with that. No.
Yeah. So what do you think it would take for you to be in a relationship again?
Mm, I don't know. The right person, I guess.
A great deal of money, Michael.
A
A
great
great
deal
deal
of
of
money.
money. Yes,
Time,
billions.
time. Lenny nailed it. Time, time. Yeah,
Well, time is the only thing you can't buy.
yeah. But I mean, at this point right now, I'm not against like going out on a date or anything. I'm kind of starting to maybe tiptoe back in that, and it is what it is.
Okay.
You got to love the smell of weed. It's got to be somebody that shares a lot of the same interests, but at the same time has their own too. Um, Somebody that can probably challenge me
Yeah.
intellectually and in other facets in life. So
You are a lot deeper than you present, though. That's the thing. Like I said, you almost use it like the secret weapon. 'Cause- now, where was there a
I
point
like
in?
to surprise people with it. A lot of people look at me, oh, he's just some stoner dumbass, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
you've done a lot of reading though,
Yeah, I try to. I
or
try to do more
research.
reading than I watch TV. So
Yeah, so you're trying to improve yourself. That's good. What kind of things do you
yeah.
read?
Oh, mostly
Ash.
philosophy. Yeah, mostly philosophy. I
Yes.
don't know. Philosophy is a big thing to me. Yeah, and
What do
I
you
try
like
to.
about What do you like about philosophy? Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just curious.
No, I think philosophy is a huge subject. You can learn critical thinking skills. You can learn ideas, how ideas interact with each other,
Hmm.
how to
You know, the
understand
average
what.
person doesn't know what critical thinking is.
Um,
I
Unfortunately,
think if you said to the average
yeah,
person, what is critical thinking? They go, when you're critical of me. Yes,
yeah.
when you're very critical, that's not critical thinking. Ash, I
No, I
invited
think
you up
yeah.
if you want to come up.
Now critical thinking to me is more of like I like to use the analogy of a mechanic's toolbox.
Yes.
There's different critical thinking skills or tools that you can pull out depending on what the situation
Mm-hmm.
is, and to get to the nuts and bolts of it. And there's lots of it. Oh no, I look homeless. Oh,
What?
just turn your camera off, Ash.
And
I was talking to Ashley.
she looks homeless?
That's what
Is
she said.
is that what she's saying? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, just turn your camera off. It's so simple. Then
I
you
do
just
that
look
sometimes.
then you look like you're pulsing. That's all that matters.
So what what drives you, Michael?
Growth,
Growth.
not knowledge,
Okay.
healing,
Yeah,
connection, family, money.
money.
Money, if I'm being
Money
real.
is
Some.
no
But
money.
but but
Money is the driver.
yeah, but I would say now in this part of my life, growth,
Yeah,
learning. Cuz I'm almost 60. I'm going to be 59 soon. So, yeah, I don't have a lot of time left.
yeah. You know what though? Like you can spend the rest of your life learning and not ever know. In my opinion, not know enough.
Yeah.
There's so much out there to know. It's impossible to know it all.
But I wish that you would, as an observer, you would broadcast every day because
I want to. I do. I just sometimes I'm just with my work schedule and then
even if
running
it's
kids
10
around during the
minutes,
day.
even if it's
Yeah.
10 minutes and you just tell us what's going on, build an audience. And now that Happs has changed, changes like we are like in a whole different pond now. This is
Mhm.
a totally different world. It's like starting from square one. There's
It
just
is. It really is.
there's maybe 15% of the people who are actively on it now that were on it, say, I don't know, 3, 4 months ago. I
Hmm.
think it peaked about 4 or 5 months ago when it was really thriving there for a while. I think directly after when Periscope died, it was just nuts.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah,
people were looking for new
yeah,
platforms. I
new
get that.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we have those what I would say are Haps family. And part of the reason I go on every day is just to connect with everybody and see how they're
Yeah.
doing. It's more out of concern. Where before I was building something, where now there's not much to build, unless you're on Reddit and you're a
Hmm.
musician or you're cooking something. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a philosophy one somewhere down the road. I can't see a lot of people watching that though, because even
No,
that is a very
people find
small
philosophy
percentage.
boring. A lot of
Yeah,
people find philosophy boring. I used to have a friend. He was a huge football guy, and to be
yeah,
honest, I'm not a sports person, but I don't go around trashing sports. People are
yeah.
into their own things, and we got in a discussion. I crack up when Carmen says, "Hey, Blaze, beautiful name." She is such a sweet person. I love her. She's cool. Um, and he I, and I brought up something in philosophy because we were talking about interests, and I go,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I'm into philosophy," and he goes, "Oh, the study of old people." I'm like, "What? That doesn't even make any sense."
No,
So
but you have to love people where they are in
yeah.
their
Well,
development.
him, and I aren't friends anymore for other reasons, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I think in our lives we have certain people in our lives for a few chapters, or if you like the staircase metaphor, where a few steps towards where we want to go. But every once in a while you meet someone, and I remember there's maybe been 10 people on the whole Haps experience that I went,
Hmm.
okay, this is weird. Because when I met you, I was like, this is freaking weird.
Yeah, I'm a rough pill to swallow sometimes, but that's just
No,
part
no,
of
I don't mean bad. I meant like a familiarity to it. Like there was
Mm,
an ease to it that shouldn't be there, like a
hmm.
comfort. Because I don't usually trust people at all. I'm not a real trusting person, maybe even a little bit paranoid. And every once in a while, I'll meet someone. I remember the first time I met Colin, I went, okay, we've done this before because he's pissing me off. But I like him. And I knew. I knew, okay, I know you don't believe in past lives, but I was like, okay, this is not our first go. There's something weird here.
I
But
think
with
some
you,
people just click
it,
sometimes.
it was almost kind of like looking at a reflection of myself in a way.
Hmm.
And then
Interesting.
a couple times I talked to you and I went, ooh, I don't think it
You
would
think
take much.
maybe you think maybe some of your past experiences kind of like are similar to mine?
I
Because I
think
mean,
we're
I'm
I think we're
go
more
ahead.
similar than we're not.
Okay, all
You
right.
know, I spent quite a few years of my life, especially on the weekends, spending time with Bob Marley and family. We'd be very irate together. Yeah, and then when I got a little more, I guess, in the sense of awakened, it was too heavy. The high, I didn't enjoy it anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because if you do this right, it's kind of like that, and I've done that.
I see
So
what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, because it's like another realm, another bubble.
yeah.
Now
But
I think now
I
the
do want to go. I do want to like piggyback or not piggyback. Reverse a little bit. I
sure.
when I do look at my life, I like the analogy
Hi, Randy.
chapters. So that's usually what I go with.
I used to work with Randy. He's a friend of mine. He's
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Really bright, very smart man. Yeah, and
What
and and a
wasn't
Mason,
there another wasn't there another gentleman by the name of Randy that used to stream on here?
Randy W. Horton.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
happened to
yeah.
him?
He's a smart ass. I
Yeah.
love him. I love him. He's like a brother. I was very depressed when he left.
Oh, he left Haps.
Oh, he was so mad. He
Oh,
was pissed, and
that's
rightly so.
unfortunate.
He felt like he put a year worth of his time into it, and then it just kind of. I think when they went so radically quickly to a different kind of format, and I think it's going to work. I think what they're doing will actually work. So good for them. If something isn't working, you need to rebuild it, and that's what they're doing right now. They're rebuilding the format, and they're working with closely with Reddit.
Oh, is okay? Somebody had mentioned they were working with Reddit.
Oh, big time.
I
Well, well, these broadcasts where they have 100,000 people or 200,000 people, that is not Happs. That's
yeah,
Reddit for sure.
yeah. You think Haps will blow back up?
I think it'll be a different beast, and I think those
Yeah,
who were here at the beginning will be very happy they were.
yeah.
You have to
And
look at it being at the
I'm not
beginning of
going to
Twitter.
say I don't want to say this to bring any Haps hate, but I'm not going anywhere soon. However, I am going to
Hmm.
start looking for another app or something to broadcast like just audio, like a podcast, not so much
Yeah,
visual.
that's in right now.
Yeah, I was
Even
thinking about kind
Facebook
of
is
doing
going to have
both.
that feature soon where you can do
Oh,
your own podcast on there because it's
huh?
the new
That's
thing. It's the new flav. It
it
is. It's
is. It
definitely the
is.
new flav. But that's what they do. They recycle everything. It's like furniture. If you live long enough, you'll see styles and you go, my parents had that furniture in the 60s. What's it coming back for? Right?
That's true. That fashions do seem to like come and go and come back again.
There's only so many ideas, right?
Yes, I agree with Kevin right there. Facebook is a lot of boomer activity.
Facebook, though, and I love what old people call it. They call it book face. Are you on book face, Michael? Michael?
I'll say that sometimes just to be a
Yes. Have you
just
been
yeah.
on the book face lately? Listen, yeah, your favorite block person. I can't get it to fix. Does anybody know how to unblock somebody on this new app? I can't do it.
I don't know.
I tried. Like
I
on
haven't.
computer, I can't do it. Maybe I need to try to do it on the app, like on my phone. I've gotten
Mhm.
nowhere, and yet with Lenny, I had no problems. So
Interesting.
something weird's going on. Because Lenny, I did it, and I don't remember how I did it, but I think as soon as I followed her, it was fine. But if anybody has any ideas of how to unblock somebody, That would be great.
I wouldn't know. I have nobody blocked like at all to even try to unblock somebody. I did figure out how to delete videos. So there's that.
Yes.
But it just deletes them off your profile. If you streamed them
Oh, you're
anywhere else,
screwed.
they'd
They're
be
everywhere.
there.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or if somebody was in your broadcast, it's on their page.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like if you have those broadcasts like we used to have where there was 8 people at the karaoke, it's somewhere.
Oh, Jeeves just answered your question. Search up the
Okay.
person you're blocked. Go
Yeah.
to the profile on the
Yeah.
top left. There's three dots. Click on the three dots. It'll say unblock or block or block.
Ah, that's it. Okay, but it
Thanks,
won't let
Jeeves.
but it won't let me have. Okay, I will do that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I will definitely do that. I
Did it
don't think
not
it
work?
lets me get to that page though. That's the problem. So I will try that
Because
on.
because you have it blocked. That's so weird. Well, they might have you blocked too.
Do you have me blocked? I don't think he does.
Who's the we
It's
we're talking
JB.
about?
JB. He's
Oh,
also
yeah,
known as your
the
yeah.
voice.
So we're yeah, but he's also the other gentleman here, the
Oh,
Resonance,
your Renaissance.
the Renaissance. I call him the
Oh, that's JB. Hi, JB.
JB. I knew today by his comment that it was him. I knew by the energy of the tweet, like not a tweet, but everything is a
I
tweet
don't
to
know.
me.
They're saying
The
no
comment.
now, so we might be wrong. He's not that kind of person.
Well, good for you. We're happy. That's good. I'm glad you're not blocking anyone. Certain individuals that I discussed that with, they were like, "Yeah, I enjoy blocking people."
Mm. I haven't. Okay, well, there was one troll that I
Yeah.
blocked temporarily for
One
like a
sec here.
week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can still hear you. Go.
Okay, yeah, yeah. It was before the Happs flip over, but there
Yeah.
was one person I had blocked for a week because they were just annoying everybody, just very
Yeah.
maliciously. So
Do you
I
remember what
blocked
the
them for a
person's
week.
name was? Are they still with us?
I haven't seen them since I
Did
unblocked them, so I'm
did
assuming
Tony
they're
D hunt
probably.
them down?
I
Did he go get them?
Honey D.
He always
Tony
threatens.
D is a troll hunter. Yes.
I will get you. I have specialized skills, and I will find people like you. You know what that's from? Taken.
Take it. I don't think I've ever actually watched
Oh
that
my god, you
movie.
got to watch that. Taken one is unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. See, he's being respectful. He's lighting up, but Walt. Walt is what is going on with this Twitch thing? You're not ever going to go back on Happs? This is weird.
Yeah, a lot of people are soured with Haps.
They're very sour. What's the sour taste? Walt,
I
I
don't know.
miss you.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they can't stream videos anymore, like present
Well,
on screen, which I guess is
and
coming
no
back.
photos. No photos
No
yet. Can't
photos.
even put photos up. And the biggest thing, well, two things that I've heard the most. You ready? No focus and landscape. There's
Oh,
no
I can.
landscape. I
The whole
have to admit,
landscape portrait
I
view is not a big
I
deal to
love the
me.
background now, buddy. I love the reception. Like your internet's better.
It is. Oh my god, it is so much better
Oh
here. I'm
my
so
god, it's
happy
like a
about
new
that.
world.
It
We're going to be
is.
talking all the
Yeah.
time now until you people
Okay.
fall
Cool.
asleep. That's how it goes. Tony V.
Rick.
Hi, Tony V. Tony V is a mechanic out of Toronto. Really cool guy. Everybody follow, please, Tony V.
Oh, Rick. I think I've mellowed out a lot in the last decade since I've been out of the military. It took a while. There was definitely some hurdles there in my life, but those are kind of gone. So yeah, I've mellowed out a lot, and I'm not talking about just the weed. But yes, yeah.
Well, there's things that happen to you that you don't get over overnight, and sometimes never. You just cope better, especially
Well,
if
I'm
you've been
trying to.
in the military.
Yeah, military is such a stressful environment.
Have you been doing
Um,
shows to help others? There was that one individual that was on all the time there for a while. Now I don't see him, and he would have the football game on, and I can't remember his name, and he always talked about how he was in the military. Can't remember his
You talking
name,
about
sir.
James Lott?
I don't know. Maybe.
There's James.
Yeah, but I haven't
Uh,
seen him.
Besides Tony and a few other veterans that
Yeah.
I've met here on Haps, a lot of the veterans that I've met are political. Opinions are so far apart that they've blocked me. So,
Why did they block you? Explain.
oh, they just didn't like my taking down of their arguments and holding them to task when they say shit. Politically
Oh,
speaking,
yeah.
it is what it is. I get blocked. I don't care. James, is James here? Hey,
No, I'm just
James.
no. I'm what
Oh,
I'm. It's called fishing.
oh, I got. I do that sometimes. I do
Yeah.
that sometimes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
because he
I've
gets
been.
mad at me because he says that half the time he doesn't see the notifications and he wants to come up and he drives around like a maniac and spins the screen around a few times. And so have you guys
Yeah.
figured that out yet?
What's that? The spinning the camera around?
Yeah, so what happens if you were in it and you change your settings on your microphone, it makes the everything spin around and you end up on the top. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I
And
have
so
seen that. Yes, I
yeah.
have seen that.
So
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time James
It
was
drops
bored
everybody.
and
It
kept
drops
doing it
everybody down to the
repeatedly over
backstage.
and over. He did it like 20 times within I don't know 20 minutes because he was bored.
I've seen that before. It drops everybody down to the backstage and brings everybody up. It's like refreshing the screen
That's only
almost.
mobile though, right? I don't know. Well, it affects my broadcast though. Oh, I see what he's saying. As long as you're on the mobile, you can do it, but maybe desktop you
Yeah.
can't. Ah,
You know what I miss from the old Haps? I miss the fact that you can designate people as directors and
yes.
moderators. Yeah, I do miss that function.
You know what I miss the most? You can put a tune on and leave.
Yes. Yeah, I
Put a
know
tune
Tony
on.
is dying. Tony is dying to get video streaming back so bad.
Yeah, but he never did direct downloads. He used to do just from like YouTube and
Yeah.
that. And I always said to him, you should try to download the stuff and then do it. But I know that requires a lot of work. Use the
Yeah, that's
second media source, maybe.
after the new year, after I get done Christmas shopping for the kids, I'm gonna get me a new laptop and hopefully a better camera, maybe a mic, and get a little bit more professional at it. And hopefully by then, hey Tony, hopefully by then we'll have a lot of those functions back
Tony, you
across our
still
board.
working? Are you on your way home? I thought we'd have you on the broadcast for a minute before I go. Uh, Tony is I'd say, the goodwill ambassador of Haps. No matter how crazy it gets or how pissed people off they are, he's up here enjoying. Doesn't matter if there's 5 people or 500, he gives it his all.
Tony has a way to make people laugh and put them in a better mood. Now that's awesome.
Yeah, and you can tell that he really loves the platform.
Hold on, I want to read something JB just put.
Okay.
It's up a little bit further. I didn't get to read it. I want to. Blazin, I have a column about, I think he meant CRT, and about those who finance support against the anti racist movement. You should have a stream about that. Quite interesting. Yeah, JB, where can I find that article? I'd like to read that. You can always shoot me an email too, guys. I'm more responsive on emails, or pop up on a roast to roast AM, and
Yes.
we'll hash it out then. Yeah.
Is that Tony D calling you, or is that JB?
Oh, I have no idea who that was. No, I made up I downloaded a second line app so I can have another phone number, and that way I'll share that phone number on here, like during roast to roast. And if people want to call in and talk about anything, is kind of what it's open to.
I,
I had Lenny up last time, and she she had a lot to say.
oh yeah. Well, for a while there, she had a lot to say about me. It wasn't good, but
Yeah.
we've worked it out.
Hey,
We're
Edward. Oh,
yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you guys worked
yeah.
it out.
We worked it out. We worked it out. But
Yeah,
I
Edward's on really early now. Now that I moved, I get to sleep in a little bit longer. I like it.
explain that. Why do you? I'm going to invite Edward because poor
Well,
Edward.
because like where I used to live, it was like a 30-minute commute to
Yeah.
work. And I'd have to, get up earlier to get stuff done and drive. Now it's like I'm like minutes away from work. So I got
Oh
a lot
no
of
way.
free time to
Could you
get a
walk
better
to work or
sleep
ride your
cycle.
bike if the weather was good?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I can ride the bike. It's not walking distance, but I can definitely ride a bike. It's
How far?
snowy and icy at the moment.
Yeah, I don't want you doing that. But let's say that it was nice weather. How long would it take you to ride your bike? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, about
that's
10,
cool.
15 minutes. Yeah, it's
Do you
not
have a
bad at
place you
all.
could park your bike when you get to work?
Yes, I do. Well, actually, I would just use it to drive because my job, I bounce around to different job sites working.
Yeah.
I just, I have enough time in between each job to actually bike over to the next one.
Edward,
Hey, Edward, been a while,
Hello.
my friend.
look at everybody's
Yes.
so professional today. We're all on computer. We've got good internet.
Hello, Blazing.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hey, Edward.
Michael, good to see you guys.
Yeah, we miss you. How have you been?
Well, I've been great. But weekends I spend with my family, so very rarely do I jump on the weekends because my wife and I do a lot of stuff on the weekends. So
Yeah. You have to put that energy into the wife. You do. You have to.
for
You know,
sure,
or the loved ones. Yeah.
yeah, all of them. My
The
my
queen.
my
The
children, my
queen.
children, and my
Yeah.
children and my grandbaby.
I'm still
So
waiting for that call back, Edward. So
Oh
whenever
no,
you
I
want to
know.
call me back.
I Blazing. I haven't forgotten you, but I don't know if you're aware of it. But between Thanksgiving and almost April is what they call the death care season.
Oh,
It's when more people pass
mm,
away, and most of the time when you see me on in the early morning, I'm not dealing with families at that time because I'm walking, and it's like 6 a.m. But
mhm.
by the time 8:30, my phone starts going off, and especially on Mondays and stuff, we're picking
yeah.
up bodies, and so
Okay.
it's just doing what we have to do. But I just want you to know,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Never
have
did.
you on my agenda. Don't You and I are gonna have our one-on-one together. We don't need have
Okay, I'm looking forward
no
to it.
interruptions. so
Are
so
we talking the great debate? Is that what we're talking about?
No, not at all. No, not at all. I think I want to talk to Blazin not only about the military things because I
Yeah.
think that we have a lot of synergy there because I work with a lot of military families. I deal
Yeah.
with a lot of families that are laying to rest. I just actually dealt with a military person who just to rest her father last week, but she's also just got out of the military, making a transition into civilian life. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that we have to do. But when you lose your father and you make a transition from the military to civilian life and not know all of the resources is pretty tough. So
Yeah,
I
it really
just
is.
try to walk through help families because we do a lot of things different in our profession where we try to just
Hmm.
help each other out because there's way too many especially military people that don't know the resources that's available to them.
That's
Elliot,
true.
I invited you up if you want to come up as well because I know that you love this man here. I think his name is Edward.
She's
We
so
we
crazy.
we were talking about you the other day, and it
Oh,
was
you were?
actually it was Colin.
Oh,
Yeah,
why?
because I said people were full of BS, and he went, "Yes, everyone has a belief system, Michael."
Hello, Liddy. Hello, Liddy. Well,
Yeah.
everybody has a personal philosophy. I
Yes.
hear you guys talking right now. Hello, Renaissance.
That's true.
Yeah, I am a
Which is
disciple.
JB. Which is JB.
I am a disciple. I am a disciple of Milton Freeman. Yes, he's correct. Yeah, so that's true.
Mhm.
So those are the kind of things that you have to go through and do. I don't know if you guys even know who Milton Freeman is.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's a political philosopher, and I think he does economics too. If I remember right.
Well, he did economics. He's
Okay.
passed now, but
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah. Did yeah.
yeah, he won the prize for it, but he was very well known in the United States, and still, all of his videos are online, and he's just very good economist. It's
To
personal
me,
responsibility.
you've always reminded me of Jim Rome. Like
Oh yeah,
always,
yeah.
always. From the
Milton
first time I
Freeman
met you.
can be definitely convincing. Sorry about that, Michael.
Anytime.
On
We're here. We're amongst family. We can be crazy. And if you want a whole new level of nutty, it's coming up just in a second. Hello, my friend.
Tony D.
Tony D is in the house.
Tony, what's up, Tony?
That's right.
I'm gonna step down and grab some water, guys. I'll be
All
right
right,
back.
you go
I'm
do
gonna put
that.
myself on mute.
Or he's going to pulsate for a while, ladies.
Yes, correct, JB. He did get the Nobel Prize in Economics in Stockholm. Yes, he did. What's
Tony
up, Tony?
D, how are you, buddy? Say hello. So can we hear
He's
you?
frozen. He looks frozen.
Can you see me?
I can see you. I can hear you. You're quiet.
He's
Can you hear me? Because it was sounding
Yeah.
robotic on my end just now.
Yeah,
He looks
we
frozen.
can hear you. I can see you. You're looking down on us from your perch. I do hear my beautiful golden voice in the background, though, with the delay a little bit. It's okay now,
It
I
is
think.
bad on my end.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Like Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the
My
whole
audio's
downtown?
bad. Let me come back.
Badder than an old King Kong? Meaner
It's
than
an
a
echo.
junkyard dog? Yeah, I know that guy.
You're funny, Michael. So that was a good conversation you guys had about BS, huh?
We did. It made me laugh though, because he was quoting you, and I was like, and I said to him, no, don't be pulling any Edward quotes out here. This is unfair.
It's not a quote, Michael. It's just
Yeah,
a philosophy. We all have our own personal philosophy.
Well, he
Or
was
we-
using even your voice. Belief system.
Well, look, anything for comic's sake, you guys can use me anytime, if it's comedy or not.
He was being
Like-
dead serious. He was stealing your material. I was like,
It's
this is
okay.
wrong. This is
No, it's
wrong.
not. Hey, listen, Michael. You know what we say in California?
What do you say?
They say there's things that's called copyright, and you know what
Yeah.
we say?
Wow.
You have a right to copy it. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. I thought California knows how to party.
You see
In
that?
the
You see that place?
city.
They call it copyright, but there's nothing new under the sun. So you have a right to copy it. It's okay.
There is some truth there, though. If you look far enough back, you'll find threads of evidence of what other people said.
Always.
You don't have to go far at all.
Yeah.
Ideas are shared, ideas are heard, and we don't like we'll come up with an idea because we heard something like days ago and just out of random, like, oh, that's a good idea. That's mine now.
Yeah. Tony,
Nothing. Rick says nothing new under the sun, and that's the key.
I had the same thing when I tried to come up today. It was totally black, and it took about 30 seconds for me to come up. So I don't know if it was having problems linking with the other broadcast, but once it started, it was fine. But so we'll see. Sometimes things end up cut off a little bit when you look at them later, but that's okay. It's not like it's gold.
Rick, I think that's a good idea. A 4-panel discussion on cussing between you, Edward, Carmen, and myself. I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be fun, actually.
I wouldn't participate in the cussing part, but I will do in the
Oh,
discussion.
I would try to tamp down my cussing as much as possible.
No.
But I'm pro cussing, so.
No, I know, but I'm saying it would be interesting. But I did want to go back over what you guys are talking about, CRT, because I really do believe that there is an actual misnomer when it comes to CRT. Anything critical should be in a hospital, not in a classroom.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
It's called critical race theory.
No, I know what CRT is, but one, I don't. It's only really taught in universities, and I don't know why it shouldn't be allowed in the classroom, because I think there's critical thinking skills that I
Hi,
think
Bonnie.
should be in the classroom.
Hi, Tony.
Well, critical, because what you're doing is, in my opinion, is that we're pigeonholing people, and we're making people go to certain areas in a corner to say that my race or your race or any other particular race has a disadvantage or an advantage over other races, which to me, that alone automatically causes division.
Hey,
So to
Lainey.
me, critical
Is that
means-
is that what CRT teaches, though, that one
Yes.
race is superior to the other?
Yes.
That's not my understanding of it. That's not
Okay.
my understanding of CRT.
Okay.
So
Well,
okay,
well,
I didn't. Okay.
Well, maybe research it, both of you, and
Oh no,
and
I
see.
already researched it, Michael.
Yeah.
I researched it very clearly, and I can share with you, if you tell me that Blazin
Yeah.
intrinsically in his DNA is racist,
Hmm.
or I have a situation where I am judged based on the color of my skin, not
Yes.
on not on my ability or my skill set or the content of my character. That right there already creates a problem.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't understand CRT addressing anything about intrinsic DNA value, but maybe
Yeah,
I'll have to look at it.
yeah. Well, why do you think some of the parents push back on it?
I
If
think
you
a lot of people are I think a lot of people are misinformed of what CRT actually is.
I want
I
to
think
look it
that's
up
why.
now.
I think a
Yeah,
lot of
Yeah.
people push back on things that they don't understand. To tell you the
Hmm.
truth.
yeah. Well,
So
I agree with you, Blazing. So this is what I will share with you. It's interesting that people push back on things they understand, but they're pushing back to people who are talking about what they don't understand. So
mhm.
who's promoting it? To me, I gotta go to the origin. Who started critical race theory? When did it happen?
Okay.
Who's the professor that started it? You got to go to the origin, and then when you look at it, then
Okay.
you understand the history of it because everything has a genesis. It just doesn't happen and fall out of the sky.
So, so do you know what critical race theory? Okay, I know it's like it was the idea came about what 40, 50 years ago during the civil rights era. Do you? But the CRT itself, critical race theory, is also based on another type of critical theory itself by
Hmm.
Engels and Marx. So there's a
Yep.
building block of critical race theory. The building blocks of that started like uh, in the 1800s. Actually, longer than that. If you want to talk about not Engel but Hegel's critical theory, but Hegel's critical theory was more idealistic rather than materialistic, as Marx and Engels' critical thinking or
You
critical
may want to
theory was.
read the last comment here. Might be beneficial.
Richard Mellon Scaife also funds the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank that has also been driving force in campaign against CRT. During a panel discussion in January, its deputy director, Angela Saylor, is said to have said that critical race theory is the complete denial of the foundation of America, reports The Guardian. Is it, though? I thought critical race theory brought in the full history of America.
No, actually, what he said, you got to go back to
No, no, no.
what.
I wasn't responding to what JB was saying. I was responding to the quote that he posted,
Yes.
like what
No, no.
what somebody else said. I was
Yes.
actually commenting on what Angela Saylor said. I think she's wrong.
Hmm. Well, I think that the purpose of, like I said, the origin of anything, if I have to go back, and when we talk about the foundation of America, when you say that
Hmm.
the founding fathers of the United States of America
Hmm.
were in themselves racist, or they set up a system that was racist, it's
Hmm.
kind of interesting. I'm 58 years old. I never met
But,
those
but
men. Never.
but they did, didn't they?
No,
I mean,
no,
didn't they own
no, no,
slaves?
no. No, let
Not
me
all
finish.
of, not all of
No,
them.
let me finish the statement. I never met those men. I don't know what was in their heart. And at the time, I do know that 1% of the American population who happened to be white owned slaves. So
Hmm.
what I always ask is a question. How many of the 12.7 million slaves from the continent of Africa made it to North America? I always ask that question. How many of them actually made it to North America, and how many of them that came to the United States that were from Africa that was actually free?
I don't know those actual
I
stats.
know.
Well, I
I,
don't. I think it's irrelevant to what was in their hearts or their intentions. The actions that happened because of their intent and their policy making. The consequences that we ended up with slavery, and I think shows that I'm not going to sit there and say, 100% George Washington was racist. I think he was, but at the same time, it's his policies that and it was his policy making and his decisions and his actions. The consequences of those is what was racist and oppressive.
okay. So if I know that America is 244 years old as of now, that means the concept of slavery did not start on this continent.
It didn't, and I don't under. I
Okay.
never said that.
No,
I
no, no.
don't.
I'm not
No,
saying you
I
did. What
don't.
I'm saying though
No,
is
the
we
concept of slavery has been around for for a long time.
Okay, so help me. So help me make sure what you just said has been around a long time. So
Mhm.
the people before they got to North America, were they also racist owning slaves?
Hold on, say that again.
Okay. If the people in Slavic countries or the people in the Arab countries or in
Mhm.
Russia owned slaves before America ever existed, the Greeks, the Romans, were they also racist people because they had slaves?
Yeah,
The
racism is a
Egyptians.
concept older than America itself too.
No,
Racism
no.
racism was a thing back in the Roman Empire days.
Okay, so
Like
is
it's been
racism.
around. That concept of racism has been the word racism wasn't coined until like the 1600s, 1700s, but the concept of looking at another person differently because of the color of skin and oppressing them for it or thinking they're inferior for it, that concept, that idea behind racism has been around for millennia, for a
Yes,
millennia.
correct.
So
So
yeah,
so
I'm not.
so
Yeah, I don't understand the whole idea of, well, it wasn't started in America, so therefore it's not racist. It's what it
no,
seems
no, no, no,
like I'm
no.
hearing.
I think that when you make the statement that George Washington, we don't know what he really thought or whatever. What I'm saying is we have thousands of years of history, thousands of years, but
Hmm.
yet all of a sudden in the United States of America, 244-year-old country, we now have determined that what those people thought 200 years ago or 400 years ago is now we get to interpret how they live. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me because,
It
and I'm a
does make
black,
sense. I mean,
I'm,
George
I'm a black
Washington and
person.
the other founding fathers have left documents that they personally wrote themselves to describe what their ideas and what they thought. I mean, we've read it and be like, oh, that's what they thought.
Oh, okay. So let me ask
Like,
you a question. Let me ask you a question. Right now, there's 195 countries in the in the world. 195
mhm.
countries. Could you tell me any other country that have an ethnic makeup like the United States?
I think the UK is kind of there, but no, America is the most diverse country in the world, I believe.
How did that happen in the most racist nation on the planet? How would that happen?
um, because we brought people over here for various reasons, including slavery, and people came over here to find other opportunities. There's lots
Oh,
of reasons why this country's diverse. It's not just racism. It's not just slavery. It's a whole slew of other things.
okay. So when you and I speak, then we both understand that because of the fact there's so many different groups of people here and they did not all come for the same reasons. I am not gonna, me personally, I'm just saying me personally, I'm not gonna pick on a group of founding fathers and make them the American ideal or the American concept of allowing people to come and be free, because we also had a civil war in the United States
Hmm.
and hundreds of thousands of people died to free a group of people. My
Yeah,
history,
Canada's pretty diverse too. Yeah.
yeah, my country, and I will say my country, also was the second country in history that decided to abolish slavery, because we did have an
Hmm.
abolishment movement in the United States.
We
Why don't
did.
we talk? Why don't we talk more about the abolishment people than the fact that the people that we think, because we didn't know, we know the
Yeah.
abolishment people because both groups of people got together. If I look at
Hmm.
Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln and all the conversations they had, I believe that they were trying to do it on a really clear situation there.
I find this very interesting right now, Edward. Hold on, I
Yes.
just want to point something out I just observed
I want you
earlier.
guys to answer one of the questions here, though, okay? Because I don't want people to feel like we abandoned them.
That's it.
And
Uh,
what will people 250 years from today think about the decisions we make today?
Correct. Very heavy.
so moments ago, when we were talking about the founding fathers, you
Mm-hmm.
had made a reference that we didn't know what their intent was or what was in their heart, and et cetera, et cetera. But then just now you had made the mention that with Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass that we do know what their intent was because of conversations. I find that kind of interesting,
Well,
that
well,
the
well,
whole
but I
the
think that you got
concept there.
no. I hear you, but I think you got two different concepts. You're
No,
talking.
I know. I think I'm actually pointing out the fact that you do.
No, I don't. Because what you're saying is one group of people, you said the writings tell us, that they own slaves. The writings tell us what they thought and how they
Hmm.
thought. Okay, and then I
Yeah.
said to you about a conversation
Yeah.
among the people between Frederick Douglass, who
Hmm.
was a slave, who worked his way
Hmm.
out of slavery in the United States of America, in a country that was much more what I would say all the laws at the time, everything that exists at the time, his educational background at the time was much more difficult than it is for me, and I'm in the same country. And
Yeah. Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. But my point of contention is the dichotomy that we don't know the intentions of our founding fathers, yet we have documentation showing what their thoughts and intention was.
no,
You didn't hold on, and then at the same time, yes, we have documentation to show conversations and ideas of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. I'm just saying you're applying two different standards to do two different time periods. You're applying the standard that we don't know the intentions of the founding fathers, yet we do, but we do know the intentions of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln for the same reasons we know the intentions of our founding fathers. It's like you're ignoring the intentions of the founding father and saying we just don't know when we do, but you're also claiming that we know the intentions of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln, which I would agree with, but we know those for the same reasons we know the intentions of our founding fathers.
I think that you and I are having a conversation about, and I'm not saying I'm discussing with the founding fathers. I'm sharing with you what the philosophers of today are saying.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what their intentions were. I'm
So
saying to you
Mhm.
what's been stated. Does that make
I
sense?
I I think this is a good debate for you
I do
guys
too.
to have in the
Yeah.
future. I love what our dear friend JB said here. Michael, you definitely need someone to stir the pot like me, creating vivid debates like this.
No,
Ooh, I'm
no,
getting a hold on, guys. I'm getting a ringing in my ear.
Yeah,
me
It might
too.
be some.
that's my wife's smoke detector here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna shut that off.
Yeah, JB and I, we have good conversations, and I appreciate JB. I mean, I'm not JB. I'm Blazing. Blazing and I have good conversations, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's good discussion. I think we're having a great opportunity to share. But I know that I'm only 58 years old. I'm a long way removed from all that happened, but
Mhm.
I'm still very fortunate to be as free as a person I can be, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
live life today. I'm not going to live life
Mhm.
today in the light of what people think racism is or what it is not. That's just me.
Okay. Then I want to ask you a question then. What do
Go
you
ahead.
think racism is?
I think racism is an individual choosing on their own to prevent me from economically making it somewhere, prevent me economically. Okay, no one's ever stopped me from buying a home. No one ever stopped me from owning a business. I've never had that situation. If someone said
Mhm.
something to me because of the color of my skin, I would consider that prejudice or
Okay.
race. But I don't consider racism. Racism means you're in an economic position and you can stop me from moving forward.
Okay. What about the racism that? Okay. I agree. I don't think that's a full definition of racism, but I do agree with that partially. But but it's like you keep saying it's nobody stopped you personally, but there's other people out there in a position where they have been stopped economically because of racist policies that affect other people.
Yeah, and I understand
Yeah.
that. But at
Yeah,
the
it
same
just
time,
I just think I see this the way the conversation is going. It's like I'm sitting here trying to talk about society as a whole and how racism affects a demographic of people or a or any sort of oppressive practice affects people on a societal level, not a individualistic level. Just because one person uh, through all the odds makes it doesn't therefore mean racism or that doesn't exist on another level to somebody else.
and I agree with you. But I
Okay.
think that what you just said individually, because everybody is having their situation on the individual basis. If I'm
No, no,
denied,
no, no. Actually,
let me
that's not true.
let
A
me
lot. So I hate to cut you off, but that is an inaccurate statement. People
it's
don't
not.
suffer on an individual level only. People suffer on a group level or a society level or on a country level. On a that's. Again, I think just bringing up just individualist or in just it only affects us on an individual level. I think is pretty reductionist.
Okay, when you make the statement that it affects us all, no matter what race we are, that means all of us individually, because you got to be individual first before you become collective. Am I not correct? A
I think you can
society,
do both. I think you can do both at the same time simultaneously.
okay.
I don't think one precedes the other. I think
Oh,
that's not.
okay. So then my personal experience doesn't matter.
I didn't say that at all.
No, but
I didn't say
you just said because I'm being individualistic, you're making a statement as if though I'm not part of the group. I am black and I'm in America. And
no.
I
I think what I said was I think looking at it at only an individualistic level is reductionist, and you're ignoring everything else out there that
No, I did
contributes
not.
to.
No. You make the statement that I ignored it. I did not ignore it. I'm saying to you is that a person who has a different experience than me has a different experience than me. If someone's
Mhm.
denied to buy a home because they were black, that's not my experience. And I don't know what their experience was. That's what I'm saying. So when you make it as if though it's not collective, it's still individual because it broadens out to the whole group, right? But it has to be, it has to start. If one act happens, like you said, if you call me a name, did that affect the whole group or did it just affect me
But
first?
we're not talking about name calling. We're talking about the
No,
effects of racist policies. And
I know.
for an example, let's say a person of of black color. I said that so bad. So
It's
sorry.
okay.
A person in the black community gets denied a home. Okay, they get it. Yeah, you might look at it as it's only affecting them, but it might be affecting if they're married, their children living somewhere. Say they don't get that home to build up, because we live in a country where we run our economic system partially off property, like the amount of property worth. So if somebody gets denied to buy a house, well, there goes their opportunity to build something off that property to have money in their pocket. And if let's say if they did get the house, then that sets their future generations up because they can use that house as a way to financially set themselves up and their children and possibly their grandchildren. So it doesn't just affect one person, it affects a whole swath of people, even indirectly. Race, like CRT, is not about, oh, it affects a certain person, it's about how it affects society as a whole.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, and I want to make sure collective
Mhm.
that if I'm denied a home because I'm black, right?
Mhm.
That is going to affect not only me, it's going to affect my offsprings, my family, my community,
Mhm.
and everything. So you and I,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
watch, you and I agree with that statement. However, there are other variables that you and I are unaware of on why did this particular person only get denied their home? Was it just because they were racist or because of a policy that existed? We don't have all
Oh,
the variables. We
it's
don't have all
both
the variables.
probably. I
I,
agree. I absolutely agree. But I think there's actually past court proceedings that show that there was like redlining in the 70s and 80s was a
yes,
thing that happened. Like it
yes,
had nothing to do with the personal variables of that individual getting denied. It was proven they were getting denied or redlined because they were black.
yes. So
Like,
what you
yeah,
just said,
that's what
what you
I'm
just said,
talking about because back then they're not getting a home and getting redline affects their generation today or affects their not their generation, their preceding generations, their children's and their children's children, etc. and
yeah,
etc. Even
and,
if they weren't denied, it sets their future generations up for betterment.
yes,
So
and
So,
the
but
guys,
redlining in the
listen,
70s and
just for one
80s
sec.
affects people today. Oh, sorry.
We need to wrap this up. So, do each of you need like 2 minutes as a final statement?
No, no, we're good.
no, no.
This is just a casual conversation.
I just want to give the. Uh, I
I love what
appreciate.
Randy Hearn said. Money and power. What was that about?
I'm not sure. Well,
Okay.
This
I
is one.
wasn't following the comments. I'm
This
sorry,
is one of
guys.
this is one of the things I will share with Blazin, and I appreciate our conversation. This is very very good, and I really do.
I like
And I'm glad that we are critically thinking together. But this is what I would say: there is no perfect place on earth. It doesn't exist. It will never exist. Redlining's real. Racism real, discrimination is real, slavery is real. All these things that happen in history. It didn't just happen in America. It happened all over the world because we are human beings who are flawed. We have fallen people. And if we don't all understand this, there's no perfect place on earth. Individuals, unfortunately, choose to do a whole lot of things that they should not be doing, whether they like a person, the color of their skin, or the country they come from, or whatever. At the end of the day, America is trying to become a more perfect union. It's not perfect. It will never be perfect. And you know what? I'm happy today that I was born in the United States of America. Now, if I was born in any other 194 other countries, I'd be happy I was born there too. I'm not taking any of that away. But what I do want to do is to make sure this, that none of us think that because people before us, they were flawed people. I'm not going to, I fail, I make mistakes. I'm not going to look at those people any different. It's called history. It's what happens. Unfortunately, we're moving forward. And I know today, this is not my grandfather's America. And thank God it's not.
Okay. I just want to say one thing.
Of course.
Actions, situations, things people decide, things people do, conflicts that arise don't happen in a vacuum. And I'm going to leave it at that.
That's good.
Can we end with some gratitude, both of us?
Yes, I really appreciate this conversation with you.
I'm
Edward.
grateful
Yes,
to
I'm
Blazin.
sorry.
Blazin.
I totally passed that, but yes, and thanks, Michael, for being patient with us.
Yes.
And letting
Well,
us
Blazin,
air
I'm grateful.
our-
I'm grateful too. I'm grateful that Blazin and I can have a conversation, a good dialogue. And you know what, Michael? We opened the door to a lot of conversations. I also believe, Blazin, you probably know this, a lot of us don't have this conversation
We don't.
together.
We don't. I don't think a lot of people know how to have a conversation without yelling at each other. And I have a bad habit of walking over people. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Nah. Listen, you and
I
I,
think you're both in the boat. I think there's a lot of shoving going on. That was good.
well,
That's
no,
good.
I think we
Or
both have a good time.
bulldozing. Both
We
you
both
both have a
we both have a
bulldozer.
good time.
We
But
do.
at the end of the day, Michael and Blazing, you guys know I have 3 R's, right? My 3 R's. You can receive what's being said, you can reason with it, or you can completely reject it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I know where I live and I know my address. I'm the only one that can take care of me. I have 24 hours every day to take care of me. I would do the best to help my fellow man, but at the same
Mhm.
time, some people don't want to help, and you can't help them no matter what
Yeah.
you do to try.
I want to read this as we leave, if it's okay. Randy Hearn says, "All we can do is change the way we think today. We can't change the way people thought yesterday." And I totally
Yep,
agree with that.
I agree.
So, folks, until we meet
Yep.
again, may you feel
Blake,
blessed.
Michael, good to see you. Led
Yes,
Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin.
there we go. Done. Yes. All right.
Wow, Ed, you just totally surprised me in a like positive way. High five, my friend.
Why? Why?
I didn't really take you as a Led Zeppelin fan. That's all.
Oh man, listen. Anybody who got talent in great music, listen. I'm not going to deny the classics, the arts, the different types of music. It may not be my style, but at the same time, I'm not going to deny that that was a great band. I mean, it's just what it is.
Right? Yeah, but without taking any more of Michael's time, it's his broadcast where he starts flushing us. I'm gonna go ahead and
There's no flushing. We're going to say goodbye together. I actually have to do dinner. So I
okay.
wish you
What are
all
we having,
well.
Michael? What are we having for dinner?
I don't know, but it was burning a second ago. That's why that alarm went off.
All
All right.
right.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.